Hey, beautiful dreamers, welcome back to Emma's Stories. It's Emma here, your storyteller, ready to sweep you into a tale that'll warm your heart and maybe even bring a tear or two. What if one selfless wish could rewrite your entire life? That's the question at the core of today's story, and trust me, it's a journey you won't want to miss. Imagine a girl who pours everything she has into saving a stranger, only to find herself swept into a billionaire's world and a love so deep, so unexpected, it changes everything she thought she knew about her heart. This is a story about sacrifice, about secrets, and about finding a forever you never dared to dream of. Picture this: a rainy night, a desperate choice, and a spark that lights up the darkness. It's the kind of romance that starts in the shadows and blooms into something breathtaking. We're talking about love that doesn't shout from the rooftops, but whispers in quiet moments, growing stronger with every beat. So grab your coffee, cozy up on the couch, and let's dive into this roller coaster of heart and hope. I promise you'll feel every twist, every turn, every flutter of something real. This tale is for anyone who's ever wondered if love can find them when they least expect it. It's for the dreamers, the believers, the ones who know that sometimes the smallest acts can lead to the biggest miracles. Are you ready? Let's step into a world where one wish sets everything in motion, where kindness meets destiny, and where two souls find each other against all odds. Stick with me, because this is going to be 40 minutes of pure emotion, and I can't wait to share it with you. Here we go. Now let's meet Lily Harper, a 25-year-old dreamer stuck in the gray drizzle of Seattle. She's the kind of girl you'd pass in a coffee shop and not think twice about, but oh, there's so much more beneath her quiet smile. Lily works at Brew Haven, a little cafe on the corner of Pine Street, pouring lattes and wiping counters from dawn till dusk. Her hands smell like espresso, her apron is stained with the day's chaos, and her dreams, well, they're tucked away in a notebook stuffed under her mattress. She wants to write music, to feel the keys of a piano under her fingers, to let her voice carry stories too shy to tell. But life hasn't given her that chance yet. See, Lila's world revolves around her little brother Max, has 12 with a laugh that could light up a room, but has been in and out of hospital since he was 6. Leukemia. The word hangs over their family like a storm cloud that won't break. Their mom works double shifts at a diner, and their dad, well, he left when the bills started piling up. So it's Lily who keeps things together, who pays for Mac's meds with every tip she earns, who smiles at him through the exhaustion and says, "We're okay, buddy, we're okay." But they're not. The latest treatment costs more than she can scrape together, and her savings, $5,000 she's hoarded for a piano, that's all she's got left. One night, the rain comes down hard, turning the streets into rivers. Lily locks up the cafe late, her boots splashing through puddles as she heads home to her tiny apartment, Shez humming a melody she's been working on, something soft and hopeful, when she sees him. A man slumped against a lamppost, soaked to the bone, his face pale under the flickering light. Hez out cold, barely breathing, and for a second Lily freezes. She could keep walking. It's late, she's tired, and this ain't her problem. But then, she thinks of Max, of how she'd pray someone would stop if it were him. So she kneels beside this stranger, her fingers fumbling for her phone. 911, what's your emergency? The operator asks. Lily stammers. There's a man, Hez unconscious. I don't know what happened. Please hurry. They ask if she can pay for the ambulance, and her heart sinks. She knows what that $5,000 means, her dream in a little velvet box. But she looks at this stranger, his chest rising too slow, and she says, "Yes, I'll pay, just get here." The paramedics arrive, red lights flashing through the rain, and they whisk him away. Lily follows to the hospital, sitting in the waiting room with her damp hair and a styrofoam cup of bad coffee. She don't know his name, don't know anything about him, but she stays. Hours pass. The doctor finally comes out. "Hez stable," he says. "You got him here just in time." Lily exhales, a shaky breath she does know she was holding. The stranger opens his eyes as she peeks into his room. He's older than her, maybe 35, with sharp features softened by gratitude. "You saved me," he rasps, his voice rough. "Who are you?" Lily hesitates, then smiles faintly. "Just someone who couldn't walk away." He reaches for her hand, but she steps back. "What's your name?" he asks. She shakes her head. "Don't matter. I'm glad you're okay." The nurse hands her a bill, $5,000 gone in a heartbeat, and Lily feels the weight of it, her piano slipping through her fingers. But she looks at him one last time, alive because of her, and whispers to herself, "It was worth it." She walks out into the night, the rain still falling, her savings gone, her dreams on hold again. "I couldn't leave him there," she tells herself, her voice breaking a little. "Even if it means ill, never play those keys." She's tired, soaked, and alone, but there's a quiet strength in her step, a flicker of something she can't name. Little does she know, this one choice, this one rainy night, is about to change everything. Back at her apartment, she collapses on her bed, the notebook of lyrics staring at her from the corner. "Maybe some songs aren't meant to be sung," she murmurs, closing her eyes. But fate, oh fate, has other plans. A week drifts by and Lily Harper is back to her routine at Brewhaven, steaming milk and scribbling half-finished lyrics on napkins during her breaks. The night she saved that stranger feels like a distant memory, a quiet ache buried under the grind of her days. She's given up on the piano, telling herself it was a pipe dream anyway. Mac's hospital bills are paid for now, but the relief is bittersweet. "I did the right thing," she mutters, wiping down the counter, though her heart still stings every time she passes the music store on her walk home. Life feels heavier, grayer, like the Seattle clouds won't ever lift. Then one morning, a letter arrives. It's not a bill or junk mail, no, this is different. The envelope is thick, creamy, with her name written in elegant ink. Lily frowns, tearing it open at her rickety kitchen table. Inside, there's an invitation. "Miss Harper, your presence is requested at Cliffside Manor, Oregon Coast, this Saturday at 7 p.m. A car will arrive at 6. Regards, E.B." No explanation, no clue who E.B. is. Her first thought is a scam, but curiosity gnaws at her. "What do I have to lose?" she thinks, glancing at her empty savings jar. So when Saturday rolls around, she slips into her best dress, a navy thrift store find, and waits. A sleek black car pulls up, and Chez whisked away, the city fading into a blur of green and ocean blue. Cliffside Manor is stunning, a glass-walled mansion perched on a cliff, waves crashing below like a soundtrack to a fairy tale. Lily's sneakers squeak on the polished floor as a butler leads her inside, and there he is, the stranger from that rainy night, standing by a roaring fireplace. He's taller than she remembers, dressed in a tailored sweater, his dark hair catching the light. "Miss Harper?" he says, his voice smooth and warm. "I'm Ethan Blake. You saved my life." Lily blinks, her mouth dry. "You're welcome, I guess. How did you find me?" He smiles faintly. "Traffic cams caught your face. Took some digging, but I had to thank you properly." He gestures to a corner of the room, and Lily's breath catches. There, gleaming under soft lights, is a vintage piano, all ebony curves and ivory keys. "It's yours," Ethan says, watching her reaction. "A thank you for what you did." Lily steps closer, her fingers brushing the wood, trembling. "This is too much," she whispers. "I'd save you for a reward." Ethan leans against the mantel, his eyes steady. "I know. That's why I'm giving it to you. I've never met someone who gives without expecting anything back." Her chest tightens, a mix of gratitude and disbelief. "I don't even know what to say," she admits, and he chuckles. "Play something. That's enough." But Ethan has more up his sleeve. "I have a proposition," he says, pouring 2 glasses of wine. "I'm working on a charity project, a song to raise funds for kids like your brother. I need a musician, someone real. I want it to be you." Lily freezes, the glass halfway to her lips. Me? I'm not a professional, I just mess around with tunes. Ethan steps closer, his gaze intent. I heard you that night in the hospital. You were humming while I was drifting in and out. Your voice, Lily, it's magic. Say yes. Her mind races. This is crazy, unimaginable, but something in his tone, his belief in her, cracks open a door she's kept locked. Okay, she says finally. I'll try. They start working together in his home studio, a cozy space filled with guitars and glowing screens. Nights stretch late, melodies weaving between them. Ethan, in what she expected, not some cold tycoon barking orders. His quiet, thoughtful, his laugh rare but genuine. One evening, as she plays a rough draft, he murmurs, "You're incredible, you know that?" She looks up, caught by the softness in his eyes, and for the first time in years, her heart flutters. Sees me, she thinks, not just the barista, not just the sister who sacrifices, but me. It's a spark, fragile and new, glowing in the space between them. Then comes the twist. One morning, Ethan gets a call and steps outside, his face tense. Lily fiddles with her lyrics, waiting, when she overhears him. "Yes, I collapsed. Low blood sugar, nothing serious. I'm fine now." Her stomach drops. Nothing serious? She spent her savings, gave up her dream, for something that, once life or death? When he returns, she can't hold it in. Was it really an emergency? She asks, her voice shaking. Ethan hesitates, then nods. It felt like it then. I did know until later it was manageable. Sorry, Lily. She stands, grabbing her bag. I thought you were dying. I gave everything for that. His eyes widen. I did ask you to. I did know. But she's already heading for the door, hurt and confused. I need to think, she says, leaving the piano, the music, and him behind. Lily Harper walks away from Cliffside Manor with her heart in knots. The ocean roars beside her as she hitches a ride back to Seattle, the piano and Ethan's words echoing in her mind. She's angry, hurt, replaying that night she saved him. I thought he was dying, she tells herself, kicking a pebble down the road. And it was just low blood sugar? I gave up everything for nothing? Back at her apartment, she slams the door, her notebook of lyrics untouched. She can't face the music, not now. The spark she felt with Ethan feels like a lie, a trick her lonely heart played on her. I'm such a fool, she whispers, sinking onto her worn couch. But Ethan don't let her go that easily. He calls, leaves voicemails. She deletes without listening. Lily, please, let me explain. His voice crackles through her phone before she hits erase. Days turn into a week and she throws herself into work at Brew Haven, pouring coffee like nothing happened. Yet every quiet moment she sees his face, hears his laugh, feels the warmth of those late nights in the studio. Had believed in me, she admits to herself one night, staring at the ceiling. No one's ever done that. She's torn, caught between the betrayal she feels and the pull she can't shake. Meanwhile, Ethan keeps working on the charity song, alone now. He sends her a recording through email, no message, just the file. Against her better judgment, Lily plays it. Her melody fills the room, soft and haunting, layered with his guitar. At the end, his voice cuts in, rough and low. This is yours, Lily. I won't finish it without you. Her throat tightens. It's not just the song, it's him. The way he pours himself into it, the way he honors her even after she walked away. She shuts her laptop, but the notes linger, tugging at her heart. Maybe I overreacted, she thinks. Maybe there's more to this. They meet again by chance, or maybe not. Lily takes a rare day off, wandering Pike Place Market to clear her head. She's tossing a coin into a busker's hat when she spots him, Ethan, buying flowers across the street. He looks tired, his usual polish dulled, but when he sees her, his face lights up. Lily, he calls, crossing to her. She wants to run, but her feet stay planted. What are you doing here? She asks, arms crossed. Looking for you, he says simply. I've been a mess without you in that studio. She softens, just a little, I heard the song, she admits. It's beautiful. He steps closer. It's nothing without your voice. They talk, really talk for hours. Sitting on a bench by the water, Ethan opens up. I grew up with everything, money, houses, but no one who cared. That night you saved me, it wasn't just about my health. It was the first time someone saw me and stayed. Lila's walls crumble. I felt that too, she says quietly. You made me feel like my music mattered, like I mattered. Their hands brush and she don't pull away. Under the fading sun, something shifts, a silent promise blooming between them. She agrees to come back, to finish the song, and maybe more. But then the storm hits. A tabloid runs a story, Billionaire's barista, love or gold digging, with blurry photos of them at the manor. Customers at Brewhaven whisper, her boss raises an eyebrow, and Max asks, "Are you famous now, sis?" Lily's mortified. They think him after his money, she tells Ethan over the phone, her voice shaking. I can't do this, he pleads. It's lies, Lily. You know me. But she hangs up. I won't let him think I'm here for his wealth, she decides. She quits the project, leaving her final lyrics on his doorstep. This is goodbye, she writes, her heart breaking as she walks away. Days later, Max takes a turn for the worse. The hospital calls. Another bill looms, 10,000 this time. Lily stares at the piano Ethan gave her, the one thing she has left of him. I can't keep it, she whispers, tears falling. She sells it to a music shop, every dollar going to Max. This is why I do it all, she tells herself, watching the shopkeeper load it away. Family over everything, even him, Chez hollow, the music gone from her life again. But Max smiles from his hospital bed, and she holds on to that. She thinks Chez lost Ethan for good, that love was a fleeting dream she can't afford. Then one rainy night, there's a knock. Lily opens her door, and there he is, Ethan Blake, drenched, holding a soaked bouquet of lilies. His eyes are red, his voice raw. I bought the piano back, he says, stepping inside. It's yours, Lily. I don't care about the song, the project, any of it. I need you. She stares, stunned. You don't get it, she chokes out. I sold it for Max. I'm not who you think I am. He drops the flowers, takes her hands. You're exactly who I think you are. The woman who gives everything, who makes me want to be better. I'm not letting you go. Lily Harper stands in her tiny Seattle apartment, rain pounding the windows, Ethan Blake dripping wet in front of her. His words hang in the air. In not letting you go. Her hands tremble in his, the bouquet of lilies scattered on the floor, like a promise she's afraid to believe. You bought it back, she whispers, her voice cracking. Ethan nods, his eyes locked on hers. The piano, yeah, it's at the manor, but Lily, it's not about that. It's about us. I don't care what the papers say, what anyone thinks. You're not a gold digger. You're my heart. She pulls away, pacing, her mind a storm. You don't understand, Ethan. I sold it for Max. I'm a mess. A barista with nothing to offer someone like you. He steps closer, gentle but firm. You think I want something from you? Lily, you gave me everything that night. You saved me, and every night since in that studio. I was lost before you, hiding behind money and walls. You showed me what real feels like. His voice softens, raw. I love you, not what you can give me, just you. Lily stops, her breath hitching. She's heard those words in songs, in dreams, but never like this, never so real it hurt. I'm scared, she admits, tears spilling over. I've lost so much. What if I lose you too? Ethan cups her face, thumbs brushing her cheeks. You won't. I'm here and I'm staying. They collapse into each other, the rain a soft roar outside. That night, Lily lets herself feel it, the warmth of his arms, the steadiness of his heartbeat. It's not just relief, it's a beginning. Days later, she returns to Cliffside Manor, the piano waiting like an old friend. They finish the charity song together, her voice weaving with his guitar. a melody of hope for kids like Max. When it's done, Ethan takes her to the beach below the cliff, the sun dipping low, painting the waves gold and pink. He pulls her close, the wind tugging at their clothes. "Lily Harper," he says, dropping to one knee, a small box in his hand. "You're the song I can't live without. Will you marry me?" She gasps, the ring catching the light, a simple sapphire that matches the sea. "Ethan," she breathes, her heart racing. "Are you sure? Your world is so big, and He stands, pulling her in. "You're my world. Say yes, Lily. Let me love you forever." Tears blur her vision, but she nods, laughing through them. "Yes, yes, I will." He slips the ring on her finger and they kiss, the ocean cheering them on with every crash. It's not a fairy tale ending. It's better, real and messy, and theirs. "I thought love was a dream I couldn't touch," she whispers against his lips. "But it's you. It's us." Months later, they stand on a stage in Seattle, the charity single launching to a packed crowd. Lily's voice soars, Ethan's guitar steady beside her. The screen behind them shows kids smiling, funds rolling in, Max in the front row clapping with all he's got. She glances at Ethan mid-song, his eyes shining with pride, and she knows this is more than music. It's their story, sung out loud. After, backstage, he pulls her into a hug. "You did it," he says. "We did it," she corrects, grinning. "Together." The crowd chants for an encore, but they steal a moment, foreheads touching, the world fading away. Lily moves into the manor, but it's not about the money or the luxury. She fills it with her touch, framed lyrics on the walls, a coffee maker next to his high-tech gadgets. They build a life, not perfect but true. She keeps working at Brewhaven part-time because it's hers, her roots. Ethan learns to brew lattes, laughing when he burns the milk. "You're terrible at this," she teases, and he shrugs. "Good thing I have you." They take Max to the beach, watch him run with the waves, his strength growing every day. Lily's music blooms, small gigs turning into something bigger, but she never forgets that rainy night that started it all. One evening they sit on the cliff's edge, wrapped in a blanket, the sky a canvas of stars. "I used to think I wasn't enough," Lily says, her head on his shoulder. "Just a girl pouring coffee, chasing shadows." Ethan kisses her hair. "You were always enough. I just helped you see it." She smiles, the ring glinting on her finger. "And you gave me a melody to sing." In his arms, she's not just the barista who sacrificed her dreams. She's Lily Harper, loved, whole, shining. The ocean whispers below, and she knows this is her forever, a love that glows brighter than any spotlight. And there you have it, dreamers. Lily's story. A journey from a rainy night to a love that shines brighter than the stars. She started as a girl who gave everything, her savings, her dreams, just to save a stranger, not knowing that one wish would lead her to Ethan, to a life she never thought she could claim. It's not about the billionaire or the piano, not really. It's about how the smallest acts of kindness can spark the greatest love, how two people can find each other in the dark and build something beautiful together. Lily did just find Ethan, she found herself, and in that the sweetest melody of all. This tale reminds us that love doesn't always come with trumpets and roses. Sometimes it's quiet, patient, waiting for you to be ready. So I want to hear from you. What's the kindest thing you've ever done for love? Maybe you gave up something big, or maybe you stayed when it was hard. Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and I can't wait to feel your stories too. If Lily's journey touched you, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so we can keep chasing these tales of the heart together. Thanks for being here, beautiful souls. You're the reason I tell these stories, and am so grateful we get to share this space. Until next time, keep believing in love's magic, because even in the shadows, it finds a way to shine. This is Emma, signing off with a heart full of hope. See you soon.